So according to employees, the most frustrating thing a manager can do is have unclear expectations, they micromanage, they're unavailable, and they don't foster their employees' development. So what makes an amazing manager? They actively listen to their team. They're honest. They communicate openly. They're approachable. They're fair and impartial. They trust their team and they foster trust across the team. They're understanding, they're knowledgeable. They help their team and they recognise their team's achievements and they celebrate them. Within our service, we have directors, heads of service and team managers, and I think it's really important for us to understand the difference between each of those roles. So a manager oversees practitioners and a director is a manager of managers. I know that's obvious, but I think it's important for everybody to be clear on their roles and the distinction between each. So hands-on versus hands-off. Practitioners will typically require closer supervision than managers, or at least that's the hope, giving the director and heads of service more time and space to work on higher level tasks. Managers are expected to support, mentor, develop, discipline and evaluate practitioners on a more frequent basis. These relationship-based skills are vital to a manager's success. Day-to-day versus long-term planning. Managers are responsible for day-to-day concerns. They implement the strategies they are provided. It's up to the director and heads of service to formulate what success will look like. From deadlines to timetables, to setting service or team objectives, to setting the bar on key outcomes, the director and heads of service are responsible for strategy and ensuring a singular vision that everyone can get behind. Risk and responsibility. The senior leadership team, that is the director and heads of service, we're responsible and accountable for formulating the vision and the plan. Critically though, the service will not be successful without effective management, managers that are enabled to be competent and confident. Process versus procedure. The director and heads of service are responsible for examining and evaluating the service's processes. Where are the shortfalls? Where are the bottlenecks? Where is the waste and the duplication? Where are the systems in place working and where are they failing? The director and heads of service together are then tasked with solving these problems. A manager, on the other hand, is more often tasked with taking the prescribed procedures from the director and heads of service and ensuring they are kept in line, ensuring that staff, practitioners are enabled and supported to follow them, and where they don't, for them to be supported to do so in the future. And understanding the differences. Sometimes there will be some overlap between the roles and even a single person doing elements of both roles. Others will have a substantial experience gap holding the two apart. Understanding the ins and outs of how we view and experience these roles is integral to your development and our success as a service. We all need to get behind our vision. So what is our vision as a children's service in Jersey? Together with our partners, we will ensure children and young people are safe and thrive by supporting good parenting through high quality, relationship-based social work and family support. Within that, our purpose. We're here to protect children and promote their development and well-being. That's our number one. Work openly with children and their families in solution-focused ways, building on their strengths, so that parents and carers are able to provide good parenting, consistent boundaries and emotional warmth, allowing children to develop life skills and resilience. We value the importance of direct social work and family support with families. We support children to remain with their families wherever possible. Children are best placed with their first families, their birth families, unless it's not safe for them to live there. So we there provide high quality substitute care within family settings, in Ireland when possible, and maintain relationships with birth family when in the child's best interests. Meaningful family time is really important. Children often will gravitate to their first families when they leave our care. We need to recognise this is difficult and challenging work, requiring skilled and confident social workers and family workers and residential care staff. who need to be supported by good leadership and management, reflective supervision, and ongoing learning and development. We need to enable stability, good emotional well-being and education through high quality support and care planning for us as corporate parents. And that's not just the children's service. Corporate parenting is a responsibility of all government departments. Deliver effective services within the resources available to us. We must, as leaders and managers, eliminate inefficiency, duplication and waste, and only fund that which is effective and provides value for our children and families. Our outcomes, we're only here to make a difference ultimately, and our processes and our systems and the way in which we work together should all be aligned to our outcomes. That is, children and young people safe from harm. Healthy, happy, resilient children living in families. Families able to make positive changes. Children able to attend, learn and achieve at school. And ultimately, young people ready for and contributing to adult life. We have a plan, and the plan has been developed by the leadership team with team managers and together with staff. It's a 2020-23 plan, but it will evolve over that time. The details of the plan are in the slide pack, but the headlines are as follows. We have 7 core areas of work. The first, and the most important, is the responsibility of the leadership team and you as team managers to enable confident practice. We have to get basic social care practice right and develop effective practice models and a toolkit that practitioners can use easily to do high quality work. Number 2, we need a stable and skilled workforce. That's a secure and stable workforce that's well supported and rewarded, and we celebrate success together. We need the right services, that's strengthen existing services and implement new services to better meet needs. The new intensive fostering service and our new care leaving service are examples of these new services. We need effective oversight, and this is why this presentation is so important for you as team managers. We need to perfect effective and efficient governance. That is our board structure by the Minister and senior managers across government, leadership by the leadership team, that's heads of service and me as the director, and of course team management, which is about you. We need to work together with our partners, develop and enhance partnership working with both our statutory partners, voluntary and private providers, and islanders as well. We need to enhance the way in which we work with the local community. We need to improve continuously. That's a relentless focus on continuous practice improvement and organisation learning and development. And we need to increase confidence, increase public, political and partnership confidence in the children's service. I want families in the island, when they're in difficulty, to say, I know who will help us. Let's go to the children's service. They will know what to do. We need to invest in our staff at all levels of our organisation, and we have a number of training priorities for this year. That's around restorative practice, children's rights, family rights, that's including family group conferencing and lifelong links. The Jersey Children's First Practice Model for all staff in the island that work with children. Child protection awareness, child sexual exploitation, communicating effectively with children and families and young people. Child observation and understanding child development, mental health and well-being, assessing parental capacity to change, enabling meaningful family time through supervised contact, working with children with complex needs, analysis, decision-making, planning and review, report writing and good analytical skills. You must understand the law and the family and youth justice system in Jersey. Jersey is a different country. It's not about saying what's different to England, to Scotland, to Wales. How do we do it here? Case recording and subject access requests. How do we get all staff to view case recording as case diaries, life stories, so when young people become adults and want to see their files, they see how respectful we've been in the way in which we've been writing and recording decision making about them. Permanence planning and support. How do we ensure children and families reach the right permanence decision and enjoy stability in their family lives, regardless whether they live with their families or within our care. Effective sharing skills, trauma-informed approaches. How do we enable children and young people to deal with developmental trauma for us to move from a trauma brain to a learning brain, particularly in education? Professional boundaries in an island setting is critical. We can do relationships all day long here, and we need to utilise the close proximity we all live and work in. Reflective supervision for managers. Being an effective manager for the Government of Jersey is something you all need to understand, and we're getting a lot of support and training from Team Jersey around that. In terms of our immediate priorities within that plan, we're in the process of co-producing and implementing our practice standards. We're co-producing and implementing our practice toolkit and similarly our quality framework, a restorative quality assurance framework. Training thereafter for staff on our practice standards toolkit and quality assurance framework. Training for managers on values, behaviours and reflective supervision to enable you to be an effective manager. We all need to understand how to be restorative in our approach, relationship based, and to focus on strengths. We're looking at developing our parenting and family support services, our residential care staff, and building on the trauma-informed work we've been doing with them. We have a clear line of sight project, so as a senior leadership team and as team managers, we all understand exactly the impact we're having on children and young people each and every day. And we need to make sure our business support services enable us to do our very best. Finally, our offer to you as managers, and you need to hold me to account about this. The senior leadership team and your head of service will provide stable, visible and cohesive leadership, clear expectations of you and regular support and review. The induction, support and development opportunities you need to succeed, clear and accountable decision making, regular and effective communication and share information with you, recognition, reward and celebration of success, an environment that encourages creative and innovative practice and learning, a culture of safety in which cooperative teamwork, staff empowerment and the development of a non-blame work environment provides a framework for safe practice. The senior leadership team, and particularly me as the director, will enable you to manage staff competently and confidently in a statutory children's services setting. Manage performance, recruit and develop staff using my conversation and my goals, and to compassionately exit staff who are not good enough to operate our practice model. Use performance data as a team and individual levels to investigate and challenge differences in performance, to iron out variability so we're all best in class. Communicate and influence others to create and develop a positive culture that engage their teams so they feel valued, supported and safe, that build and rebuild trusted relationships to have effective and transparent working between teams. And ultimately to deliver regular, high quality, reflective and peer group supervision whilst ensuring that manager decisions on cases are clearly recorded on children's case records. Critically, we need to make sure that the words that we're saying actually make a difference in action. So how will we know? Of course, we will have day-to-day observations and feedback, informal and formal self-assessment, feedback from children and families that we serve. We'll invite feedback from partners on how we perform as managers. We will do 360-degree feedback for all managers. We will quarterly see and hear from staff engagement forums. There will be an annual staff satisfaction survey. We will get positive feedback about managers on an ad hoc basis. We will also get complaints against managers, which we will need to learn from. And me and the senior leadership team will encourage proactive whistleblowing. People should not feel unable to share their concerns. But ultimately, we will know through our relationships with each other, and we will hold each other to account. You're going to come across people in your life who will say all the right words at all the right times. But in the end, it's always their actions you should judge them by. It's actions, not words, that matter. I can say all this, but ultimately you need to feel it and you need to know that it's actually happening. And together we need to hold each other to account to make sure that these smart words become a reality and that each and every day you feel valued and you're able to do your best for the most vulnerable children and families in the island. I look forward to supporting you to be really effective managers. Thank you.